Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome on the Culture News. My name is David Serero, and I have the pleasure to have today a super mega extraordinary talented actress. Her name, ladies and gentlemen, is Savannah Kennick. Let me spell it for you. Kennick. She's an amazing actress. She has won many awards, and she's actually in an independent film called Bloom, connecting its message with the Me Too movement, filming episodes for Arrested Development and the new online comedy TV series Lisa on Demand, with a feature film Do Not Reply. I mean, what a busy actress. You know, we look now like we're not doing anything with our lives, of course. So please welcome my wonderful guest of the day. I'm so happy to have her, the terrific, the amazing Savannah Kennick. Savannah, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's an honor having you over the phone today. I really appreciate that you taking some time with us. Thank you a million times. Thank you. So,
of course.
First of all, congratulations for all your successes. Congratulations
Thank you.
for all the great things you're doing, and thank you for all your generosity on the screen and off the screen. We really appreciate that. So my first question is, I would love to know about yourself. Can you tell us where you're from and how did you start to be in the business? Because I know you started as a model, then moved to acting.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about all of that?
Yeah, so I was born and raised in a really small town out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And whenever I was like 14, I got scouted by a modeling agent and I went to New York. And it was like the most magical thing to me because I never really had left my tiny little country town. And I went to New York and I saw so many different walks of life. And then I got to see people that were like artists for a living because I didn't think that was like a thing. Like, I didn't think you could, like, make movies. I didn't think that you could, like, paint. I didn't think that, like, it was just, like, this whole other world to me. And I met a really good friend who was going to film school, and she took me on a set with her, and I was like, oh, my God, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And I had told my agents, I was like, oh, like, maybe let's do commercials, like, maybe something like that. I just want to explore it. And within about 6 months, he sent me out to L.A. I met with a manager, and then a year later, I moved out here.
Wow, there's so much happening in LA. Seriously, we're in New York.
Yeah.
In LA, dreams come true. You know.
It really does. It really does.
Yeah, it does. But also, you have the talent that goes with it. Because I can tell you, I go to LA, nobody would look at me. So, no. So now, so we fast forwarding to where we are now. To your wonderful role as Lindsay Bluss on Arrested Development. Can you tell us about this great project?
Yeah, so I play young Lindsay on Arrested Development Season 5B that's coming out March 15th. It was honestly such an honor because that show was started in the early 2000s, came back in 2009, and then this is kind of like the final hurrah of it. So to be able to play such an iconic character in comedy was such an honor. Like, I can't even put it into words. I remember, like, getting that confirmation that I had got the project and being like, there's no way this is real. Like, somebody's going to come out with a camera and be like, yeah, you're punked.
No. But actually, not at all. It's real, and you absolutely deserve it. This is an achievement of yours that came from hard work, dedication, professionalism, and I want to say to everyone, because we have a lot of a part of our audience have a lot of professionals, and you are such a professional, such a wonderful person to be with. You're on time. You're super nice. So really, I recommend to everyone to definitely work with you. So now tell us about this new online comedy TV series called Lisa on Demand. Can you tell us about that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that premiered last summer, and on the show I play Clara. The actual character's name before they named her Clara was Gossip Girl. I feel like that's kind of enough said to say how she plays out in the high school world.
And that's definitely a project that I believe you you again, I would say, took, under your belt and you carried with you. And there is something that I really love in you, besides, of course, your wonderful talent, is that each project that you hired for, you really do them all with a lot of passion, and you really want the whole world to hear about them, And
of course.
when we are at a time where we hear, all these conflicts between employers and employees and artists and this, it's nice to see someone who really is passionate about the project and cares for their colleagues and brings out these beautiful messages. Is it, you will say, part of your signature also as an actress, not just to do the job that you're told to do, but also to carry all these projects with your heart and have the whole world watching them?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, living out here, I've been here 5 years now in Los Angeles, and you work really, really, really hard, and sometimes nothing happens, and sometimes you just, kind of wing it, and those are the ones that you get. And to, put down your head, work really hard for 6 months, and then finally get even, the smallest little something is such a rewarding experience. And there's so much content out there that I feel like you have to be so proud of every little thing that you do.
And I absolutely agree with you. Now, let's talk about this great new feature film coming called Do Not Reply. I'm so afraid when I see, start to receive emails about do not reply. So I'm like, okay, but I should not reply to the email, So I was going to be worried, but then I understood it was the... So it always takes me, 1 or 2 seconds to get it. But so tell us about that feature film. Tell us, if you can, a little bit about your character in this upcoming feature film.
Of course, yeah. So the film Do Not Reply follows my younger sister in the movie. Her name's Chelsea. She's a young high school girl using a dating app to try and find a boyfriend. She just feels really alone in the world. And through the app, she meets this guy called Brad. They go to a Halloween party, and it turns out that Brad is not who Brad's online personality is. And he eventually abducts her, locks her away in his house with a bunch of other girls to create her into being his perfect girl. And it's kind of crazy, but then there's also this really good added part where Brad's a little bit of a psychopath, and he films all of the murders and creates them into virtual reality videos, which is crazy.
Wow.
But in the movie, I play Christina, who's Chelsea's older sister, and it was actually really interesting because I don't go into the main really graphic part of the film, but to play a character who goes through that change where in the beginning it's oh, I hate my younger sister, she's so annoying, whatever. But then towards the end, to become a really loving sister was interesting to play. I'm an only child, so I was oh, wow. I don't know this feeling.
and I see that Do Not Reply is a horror movie, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. How is it for a person who represents really nice, the word nice? If you go on the dictionary, you will, and you look for the word nice, you will see your name around. How is it for such a nice person as yourself to be in a horror movie?
Yeah, so my first film I ever did was called Holidays. It was a horror film also. And in that film, I played a school bully who eventually gets what she kind of deserves. But I think everybody has a dark, twisted side to them. They don't really want to let it out. But that's the really fun thing about acting, is you get to explore all these different sides of yourself. You are so
right. I want to say also that you have been nominated for both the Young Artist and the Young Entertainer Award for your role in the anthological film Holidays, which premiered at the 2016 Tribeca Film Festival. We say hello to our friends at Tribeca. We're going to see them again this year. So how was that experience? Tribeca Film Festival, Robert De Niro is right around the corner. How does it feel?
It was the most magical experience. Holidays was the first movie I ever did. That was my first big movie premiere. it was, I mean, again, like so magical because I started in New York City whenever I was 14 to go back and have my first ever movie be there was, I think I honestly cried like 5 times a day.
Wow.
But SECA's the best film festival. It's like, it's all really passionate, gritty filmmakers who just like are passionate for cinema. And I feel like that gets so lost nowadays. So yeah, again, just like the most magical experience you can imagine.
Oh, and we can't, imagine that, because that's really something, that's a beautiful experience. But I think you are on your way to become one of the greatest talents in not just in America, but all over the world, because you're super talented, but you have such a wonderful spirit, and it's really, I'm sure all the people who are working with you, around you, must be extremely happy. We say hello to our dear friend, Ed Solortano, our dear friend. So before we start to let you go, because I know how busy you are, and again, I appreciate so much time with us. So is there anything that you do not good? Like, do you cook not good? Because everything you do, you are very good at it. So I'm trying to find something just for me to feel a little bit better about myself, because I'm 37. I thought I did something with my life. When I look at what you did, I realize that I did nothing. So,
oh no!
Can you reassure me and tell me, I don't know, that you're not good at cooking, or maybe you don't do roller skate well? I mean, I don't know. Just tell me something to make us feel better, because right now we're all about to cry about ourselves,
oh my goodness.
Help us out, please.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I tried to steam broccoli the other day, and I forgot that like the steamer that goes on top of the pot has to be metal, so I put a plastic one on it, and the plastic melted everywhere.
Yeah, that's all right.
So like there's...
Well, now I have a good way. I do broccoli perfectly. You know what I do? I order them on Uber Eats. You know what I mean? That's the best way. That's the good way to go. That's the good way to go. If you don't want the house to burn, if you don't want to have, problems in the house, this is the best way. Uber Eats. You don't bother anybody. You don't have. Really, I like this app. But well, I'm glad to hear. So, what do you have any? Besides, of course, acting, that must take you a lot of time. But is there anything you're doing a little bit on the side? You have some passions, hobbies for other interests, for example?
Yeah, I mean, my ultimate goal career-wise would be to direct movies. So I'm really into like writing screenplays with my friends. I love going to the movies. It's like my favorite thing ever. I like film photography. I'm not really like that interesting of a person. I'm not going to be like, I'm a black belt in Taekwondo, because I'm not. But I like to go hiking, I guess. Like,
if you do Taekwondo, like whoever would be in front of you would say, well, listen, I can beat that. Well, she won. That's it. I don't want I don't want any problems. Nobody for sure would dare to be facing you. So, because you started your career so young, I believe by age 9, and you knew you wanted to make movies. This is why I'm taking the liberty to ask you that question. How was the support of your parents? Did your parents supported you? And me coming from abroad, as you can hear from my not beautiful accent, because in Europe sometimes the parents don't really support the children when they want to make that commitment to this kind of career. But in America, it's the total opposite. They're like, yeah, we believe in you. They're supportive. So I would love to know, how was your case with your parents? Did they support you in your career when you started?
Of course, yeah. I'm really lucky. I have the most supportive parents, but they stay so far out of everything that it's not like they're stage parents. My mom wanted to be an artist whenever she was younger. My dad was in a rock band in the 80s, so they had creative dreams too. But neither of them really got to fulfill that dream. So I think whenever they saw me and saw how seriously I took everything, they were like, if this is it, kids, then like, you go. We're fully behind you. And I'm so lucky. I mean, they did move to Los Angeles for me. I cry to them all the time. They're always telling me to keep pushing. So I'm really, really, really lucky.
Wow. Yeah, but you're not lucky, my dear. You're blessed. That's number one. And the second, you are working hard and you're doing a great work. Other people think it's about luck, but if you have the opportunity and you don't do the
really
job,
not.
you know what I mean? So
it's really not.
You're doing it, and you're being very humble about yourself, because let me tell you, if I had 1% of your talent, I would scream it everywhere. I'm the most talented. But no, you definitely, it's really such an honor, Savannah, to have you today on iHeartRadio. I want you to know, my dear, that this is your show. We will send you the keys. All you need to do is turn the keys and you're on the air. Whatever your next project, they will always be around. We can't wait to read your next story. And we would definitely invite everyone to see you, whether it's on Arrested Development, whether it's on Bloom, Lisa on Demand, and this upcoming feature film. Do not reply, but go to see it. That is
go
for
see
sure.
it.
Exactly. Go to see it. Go to support. We can follow you on social media.
Yes.
Okay.
All of my social media is just at Savannah Kennick. I kept it very easy.
Yeah, you did it perfectly, and you have now me as a new follower, and whatever you will be doing, you will always find me in the first row, uploading and supporting you. Ladies and gentlemen, I had the wonderful honor today to have over the phone this super talented actress. Her name is Savannah Kennick. Let me spell it for you, Kennick. She's an amazing actress, as you can hear, and a wonderful personality. She won the Best Actress award for her role as Lindsay Blunt on Arrested Development, that is now on Netflix. I believe it's also returning soon on Netflix, I believe March 15th. She's been on many other projects, such as Independence in Bloom, Arrested Development, of course, as I said, Lisa on Demand, and the feature film Do Not Reply. Please follow her on social media at Savannah Kennick. My dear Savannah, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
It's an honor. More music to come now on iHeartRadio. Stay tuned.